Alright, so we get to be on the play this game. This is heavy on lands, but I think we can keep it. So, I guess we'll try it. And they're mulliganing, so that's good for us. I forgot to change my settings here. Display and sounds, let's just go to 0. And let's get back to our game. Start off with a shambling vent. And pass the turn. I mean, we have a kill spell, we have our Chandra. Okay, Bowmat Courier is fine, I guess, for now. We'll probably be able to kill it before it gets too dangerous. Between blocking with Shambling Vent and landing helixing it. Could be just a budget burn deck, or maybe they're taking a standard deck, I don't know. Playing Arid Mesa, pass the turn. We really need to get our red mana down so that we can play our Chandra or our Nahiri. Okay. Looks like a budget burn deck. Ooh, double Rift Bolt. Well, I think we're just gonna search for a mountain. And helix them, or helix the courier. I don't see much reason to save it. We can save ourselves a few points of damage for the long term. And hopefully, okay, we did not draw anything super cool, but we're going to be able to get down a shot or Nahiri next turn. But we are taking 6 this turn, so we're going to 15. They have 3 cards in hand. Okay. But we do have lifelink on board, so going to 15 isn't the end of the world, depending on how they play this. This deck usually has a pretty decent matchup against burn. We have 4 main board landing helixes, and then we have sideboard stuff along with Kalitas and Shambling Vent. Just kind of gives us incidental life gain and provides a little bit of backing to the matchup, so we're not just dead to a handful of burn spells. Let's just go get a Blood Crypt. No. Since we have 2 white sources in our hand, it's not necessary for us to play or to go hunting down a Sacred Foundry. Let's play the Nahiri. Probably just going to discard this Godless Shrine. Doesn't seem... Usually we're pretty set on 4 lands. Sometimes we want more just for the late game cards. And Lightning Helix is pretty good here. We're going to be able to Lightning Helix and Wall of Omens next turn, which is pretty decent if we need to. Okay, opponent, what do you got? 3 burn spells for 1 mana? Okay, there's a Skull Crack. Feels like they're wasting it. But they do have to get their burn in somehow. Ooh, are they just all on lands? Ooh. Gideon's pretty good if they had a creature in play. For now, I think we just discard the Nahiri to draw a card and see where that gets us. Inquisition's fine, but I don't think we really need to cast it, so let's just go with the Wall of Omens. Another redraw. And Thought Seize is pretty bad. We don't really want to be losing the life that we'd be losing there. So let's pass turn, leave our Helix mana up, but they apparently don't have anything. They're just drawing a lot of lands. Can't say that I'm complaining about that too much. Still, I like to have an interesting game, not a extremely one-sided game. Yeah, that's fine. They're doing that to deal us 3. Let's see if they have another one. Nope. Okay, end step, I think we just Helix them. They have 1 card left in hand. We're back to 11. I'm pretty sure, yeah, we just win here. So let's go ahead and find our Emrakul. Move to combat. Annihilate for 6. And let's go to sideboard. Our sideboarding options are pretty easy. We just take out paths for ley lines. Take out Elspeth for Kalidas. I like having fatal pushes. I don't like having thought seizes, so that's where it gets a little bit less easy, but depending, we didn't really see a lot of creatures that game, but I still think Anchor might be better than thought seizes. Usually I bring in surgicals against burn. I'm not opposed to having the Inquisitions, and if we're bringing in a sweeper, I don't mind having I think we'd rather have fatal pushes than the sweeper here, just because we didn't see very many creatures, so it doesn't matter if we'll have 8 kill spells either way. One of them is 3 mana, one of them is 1 mana, so let's try this out. Noxious Gearhulk can hit our Wall of Omens to gain us 4 life instead of just like 1. This is a slow hand again, but I think we can keep it. We have Inquisition off of a Shambling Vent on the second turn, but they are on the play, so they might just overwhelm us. We have another Bomat Courier. Opponent's going to get in for 1. We're going to play a Shambling Vent. We could like just mulligan until we hit a ley line, but it doesn't seem very effective. Play pass, and Lingering Souls is pretty good here. It'll give us a little bit of reprieve from this Bomat Courier and also allow us to get in some chip shots over the course of the game. Plus it helps us curve out a little bit better. Like I said during the deck tech, I've been playing this deck for quite a while. I've taken it to a few like GPs, opens, and all of those events, and usually like I can day 2 with it. I don't play it very often anymore, just trying to change things up a little bit. Okay, I guess we're taking this Ensnaring Bridge. Seen that a few times in burn lists, but it doesn't always seem to be too effective, especially since we have Planeswalkers to get around it a little bit. And they're going to bolt us. We're going to go to 15, 14, 13, but they only have 2. They have a lot of lands in their deck, or they're just extremely unlucky. So the Searing Blaze might be a reason for us not to play the Lingering Souls right away. just because it does deal us 3 damage. They have 1 unknown card. They have a lot of cards on that Bowmat Courier. Let's go ahead and fetch. I think I'm still going to play the Lingering Souls. We're not doing anything else anyway. If we draw something else, then that's pretty cool, but let's not do that. Okay. We just keep drawing lands and lands and lands. Playing this Lingering Souls also just gives us a blocker for the Chandra later. It might get them to deal the 3 damage right away rather than waiting a minute. They're probably going to play their land, play this, and shoot us with or sacrifice this, I'm sure. Yep. Serum Blaze, our creature. Do another Searing Blaze because that'd be pretty ridiculous. Go to 3. Or take 3, not go to 3. Do you swing in? Sure. I'm sure they're just doing this to get that extra card. Because we are going to snap block this. It's looking pretty far-fetched for us to win here. They are about to get 4 new cards, and there's a high likelihood that they're going to be good cards. So, but we can get in for a couple of damage, or we can just play this Helix, play Lingering Souls, and pass. That's not actually bad. We want to do this main phase while they're tapped out, because otherwise we can lose to Skullcrack here. And then next turn we can play Chandra into the Noxious Gearhulk, potentially, if we're not just dead. Or we can just keep swinging in with Shambling Vent if they don't keep mana open, which I'm very okay with doing. Just swinging in for 4 each turn. We want to hold back a blocker, of course, in case they get another hasty creature. So far, it looks like Bowmat Courier is their only real creature. They have a Blaze, of course they do. Plus this is 7. Do you have Boros Charm Bolt? Okay, they have Rift Bolt. Is there anything that we can take with Surgical Extraction to survive? Doesn't look like it. So I think for now, we are going to fire up Shambling Vent. Just get in for 2 with Lifelink. Hope that they don't have... I mean, if they can have a Skullcrack. Yeah. We'll see what their other card is. At least get some information. Oh, we can't do that. Never mind. Still hidden for 2. They could be whiffing here. And if that's the case, then we could probably just win here. 3 damage to us. Of course, you have 1 last burn spell. Probably. Okay. Doesn't mean we're totally out of the water yet. Okay. They're going to swing. I feel like the last card that they have is a dead card. We're gonna block, obviously. Hope that they don't draw something dumb. By dumb I mean good. Get another Bomac Warrior. Probably should have played both and swung with both. Helix is pretty good here. So we can Surgical Skullcrack, play Helix, and let's cancel this actually. Let's undo. If we play, okay, we can't fetch, so we can't play that actually. I was trying to think if we could play this and still do stuff, but we cannot. So let's get rid of the Skullcracks. See what they got in their hand. It probably is a land. Yep. Okay. So they do have Boros Charm, which means that they could just rip one. Okay. Swing, pass. If they get the Swift Spear, we just Helix it. Okay. So we need to hold open Helix mana. And playing this is fine. Godless Shrine is not fine. Move to combat. Hit them for 2. Slows clock. We didn't want to activate the Shambling Vent because if they drew a burn spell and are just waiting for us to tap out, then we could just lose from it. So we're just kind of holding open this Helix until we can use it effectively. Still can't play really anything, so we're just going to play this land, move to combat, and okay. I guess we try to Helix them on their end step this turn. Hope that they haven't drawn something. And this way we can just have lethal. Sure. Right there. Okay. Do they just draw all lands? I'm not complaining, but it seems pretty sweet to me. So that was a pretty good first match so far. Just checking the stream real quick, making sure that it's actually still going. Never streamed before, so I'm just kind of a little wary about it. Let's see what we can play against this time. This mardu nahiri deck is actually like, I've taken it to a lot of different 1Ks and PPTQs and stuff like that, and I've placed first I think 2 times with it, and I've gotten top 8 with about it I think 4 times with it, aside from the 2 firsts, and I've also day 2'd a GP and an open with it. And this deck is a homebrew, obviously, and it's just a lot realer and a lot more unexpected than a lot of people expect. It's pretty powerful, and it beats Jund. I'm not sure about Blood Rage Jund. I haven't picked it up for a couple of months, since Bloodbraid unbanning, essentially. But the deck helps. Um, its Jund matchup is a lot better, and its Abzan matchup is a lot better than most mid-range decks are, because it has access to white, it has access to all these planeswalkers that are just going over the top against their kill spells and their goyfs and their basically their everything. And yes, we will like to play first. Oh, this is a lot better than the last couple hands, so we are going to keep it. We're curving out, and we got 3 mana available from the get-go, along with a path and a wall of omens, so no. And also a helix for additional kill spells. See what our opponent's on. Okay. No discard. Thank you. I don't want discard. I think we can just fetch a plains here, actually. Play our wall. And see what we're up against eventually. Elspeth is pretty far off, but if we can land it, it's gonna win us the game pretty much on the spot. I've never lost a game that I've cast Elspeth. Ooh. Are they on burn again? Or what's up? Okay, Mardu. Mardu Pyromancer. Not a bad matchup for us at all. We just have so many kill spells and ways to deal with their everything, really. So let's just play this Liliana. Have them sacrifice. Liliana's. There's a chance that Liliana dies here, but I don't know that it's that big of a concern. Hopefully we can keep it so we can discard the Emrakul. Okay, yeah, they're just gonna go for it. They're on 2 lands. They are on 2 lands so far. 7 cards in hand. I played Mardu Pyromancer for a little while too. I didn't like it too much. It's an alright deck, but it's just not my speed. Okay, so you have your choice between kill spells and 2 bombs. Probably just going to take a helix or a path here. The other things are too far down the road for them to worry about, I think. Discarded a couple Faithless Lootings. Yeah, helix is the choice here. Okay. Play this. I guess we'll Thoughtseize them back. And we will take the Pyromancer. Double Bedlam Reveler doesn't actually do anything. Plus we have a path for one of them. And Pyromancer, if it was just one Reveler, it would have been the Reveler for sure. But because they only have one, or because they have 2, they're going to discard one of them. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it costs 3. It won't get through our wall. They get a Blackleaf Cliffs. We can just path it. Technically, we could path our own Wall of Omens to get to our Elspeth sooner, but I don't really like doing stuff like that unless I have to. And we don't really have to. Plus, we just drew a Wall of Omens and drew a land off of it, so. But that's always an option, is if you are hurting for lands, you can always path your own creatures. Okay, flashback the looting. Okay, so they had drawn a Lingering Souls off their draw step. Terminates and Fatal Push are their discards. They're flashing back the Lingering Souls. Okay. I'm okay with them staying open for a minute. Let's just grab a Sacred Foundry here. No. Okay. Okay, we drew a land, so we can just slam this Elspeth and get to work. I'm just gonna grab a basic because we don't really need to worry about our life total. We do have the Shambling Vent to get it back, but we have all of our mana colors and whatever combinations we need. So let's just start off with this Elspeth, and hopefully they don't have Bolt and other option of swinging these spirits. Could very well be what they have. They could also dig for it with a couple Faithless Lootings. So, yep, they're swinging at Elspeth. We still got 3 soldiers out of the deal, so not too worried. Yep. Alright. 3 soldiers. We have this Shambling Vent. Should be good to go. Okay, 2 soldiers. Still got a Shambling Vent. Bedlam Reveler. Okay. They're doing all the things they want to do. Let's see what we can draw. Chandra is a pretty decent draw. I'll leave these 2 open so that we have extra colors of mana. And we're just going to exile the top card. Lingering Souls, we cannot cast it, but we will deal them a couple damage, and we will pass. See what they can draw now. Probably something good. Okay, Pyromancer is pretty good. I don't know that Pyromancer with 2 cards in hand, although they do have a lot of Faithless Lootings, necessarily beats Chandra, but it does an amount of work. So obviously we bring in like Surgical Extractions and Anger of the Gods against this deck. And they're getting a lot of tokens now. Yeah, they're probably gonna overwhelm us here pretty soon. Sure. Swing everything at Chandra. We'll just block here. Chandra will take some damage. Helix is not bad. Let's just plus this Chandra real quick, see what we can hit. Fatal Push, I will cast it, yeah. Kill the Pyromancer, turn too late. Hold up Helix for now. Probably just going to hit a Spirit. And depending on how they attack, we can just kind of levy the battlefield a little bit. Faithless Looting, Prowess Trigger, sure. If they attack with these elementals, we can block with Shambling Vent, and then also still cast Helix. We need to hold up at least 1 red, so. Okay. And then white into red. Kill a Spirit. Go up to 16, go up to 18. Chandra takes 3. At least we get another redraw with her. Maybe we'll find a nahiri and get rid of this. Or do they just have Bolt for Chandra? They have K command for Chandra. Sure. Yeah, they're doing pretty good right now. Now I'm not sure if we can win. Maybe if we draw a Noxious Gear Hulk. Lingering Souls can get us there. For sure. They do get another Reveler, but we are going to be able to match their tokens. Plus, if they just keep swinging with Bedlam Revelers, we can swing with Shambling Vents and kind of taper it all off. I want to Thoughtseize our Emrakul. Okay. Yeah, they're doing a lot. They are doing a lot right now. This is a very real deck. But it's a fun matchup at the very least. Okay. Sure. I think we're okay with just kind of killing off of a few of their spirits and then blocking the Reveler. And block here. We want to save our Wall of Omens for the smaller blockers. I guess we should have blocked that, but I did not see that was attacking. So that's a punt. And now I'm not seeing a way that we can win. No. We will pass. I think we're just dead on board. Not necessarily like right on board, but they have 4 cards in hand. Yeah, we're done here. I'm just gonna concede so we can go to our sideboard matchup. Having that Emrakul in our hand was pretty bad, but the thing that did us in was just the sheer amount of tokens that they had. So we bring in Surgicals, we bring in Angers. We can take out, I like Thoughtseize and stuff. I'm not sure what we bring out. Bringing in probably 6 cards because I want Kalidas too. Bolt doesn't seem too strong, and I don't think Inquisition is too strong to start with. Along with Fatal Push, maybe. Like, we still want to have removal spells for Pyromancer, but we don't need to have that many of them for them. They can help us close out the game, but I think we need to be able to play our big finisher spells in our sideboard spells. This is a fair hand, I guess. There's an argument to be made that we could play Leyline, but I don't think it's necessary to bring it in. Lava Man. It's not bad. Getting of the Trials is also not bad. So, we will pass. Now it's kind of time to decide which one of these two. Probably Gideon. Gideon is probably better for us to cast right away. Either prevent the damage from this or get an emblem and eventually start attacking with it. Yeah, tapped. Tap Blood Crypt. I guess Liliana minus is not bad either. Yeah, I think we're just gonna Liliana minus and start getting value from her. They can kill it, but that's okay. At this point, it's just a kill spell because we don't want them to be able to just get this out of hand. And also, we don't want to plus it quite as much as we would in most mid-range matchups because they use their graveyard quite a bit. Okay, opponent. What you got? Campbell's alright. They lose 2 life, so we can't get in it. I think Helix, kill Campbell. Yeah. Seems decent. It's not the best thing that we want to do. We're going to be losing life, but we're going to be getting it back anyway. And then we want to shock this in so that if they play a Pyromancer, we can kill it. Or if they play another Campbell, that way we can play Nahiri next turn. Pyromancer. We're going to get 1 token out of it, and we are going to kill it. Killing it dead. Almost back to 20. They get their token. Okay. So we can either play the Nahiri or the Gideon. I'm thinking just Nahiri is fine. Nahiri is actually really good, especially since they only have 1 apparent attacker. I'm going to discard this Godless Shrine. We could have fetched first, but I didn't think it was quite necessary. And do we take 5 here? I think we can afford to take 5 to make sure that they can't Reveler this turn. Hopefully. Plus we can gain back life with the vent. Okay. Dreadbore. Let's go ahead and take that. That's also a good one to hit. No, they still had Prosecution and Fatal Push. But Dreadbore, I'm alright with getting rid of. That's pretty good. Right at Nahiri, so it can't alt in 2 turns, but in 3. We can play Chandra. I think we have to discard this Gideon for now. We don't have to discard it, but I don't see it getting any better than it is right now. So let's go ahead and play Chandra. Fetch out a mountain. In case we hit something off of the Chandra Exile. No, we can't play our Kalidas. Okay, we're going to pass to our opponent. Feel sad that we don't have a Kalidas now. And they're going to be getting few attackers in. But we have 2 redraws a turn at the moment. We can hit for 3 somewhere. Hopefully they didn't draw another Dread Boar. But they still have... Okay, they have a Spell Bomb. That's okay. Sure. Obviously targeting me. Okay, that one's pretty good. We can kill it with Chandra, depending on what we draw and what we can draw off the Nahiri and everything. Okay. We're trying to get it so we don't kill that. Okay. Do they draw a bolt? I'm assuming they drew a bolt. Yeah. That's pretty upsetty spaghetti. Come on, anger. Nahiri is kind of bad. Oh yeah, let's discard the Nahiri. Path is pretty good. So we're going to want to stop them on their draw step so we can path this. Then we can block with Shambling Vents. Doesn't get us out of anything, but it's pretty decent. And they still get to keep Bedlam or Young Pyromancer. But Reveler at this point is what we're worried about. Well, we have to go for it. They probably got a bolt or something. Terminate? Okay. Sure. Here he's taking 5. Hopefully they don't have bolt. Helix is late, but it's pretty decent. You can kill the Pyromancer. Nahiri's still gonna die though. Okay. I want to tap that for white, not read. Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna get out of this. Thought this would be a slightly better matchup, but maybe I just played it wrong. Kept a bad hand. They have a cannonball now. If we draw a... that doesn't do anything right now. I guess we can get rid of Bedlam Revelers, maybe? No. Passing, hoping that we can draw something soon. Kulitas would be fine. We're at 9. Sacred Foundry is not something good. I think they just have us here. Well, that's pretty unfortunate. 4-1 dream is alive. I guess we cast this for Bolt. Oh, I guess, yeah, that kills us anyway. Concede. And let's go to the next game. That was pretty unfortunate. We just didn't quite have very much, very many good draws at the moment. So I guess gotta draw better next time, or something. If we drew our anger, we could have won that, but it's all right. It happens. Sometimes we just have bad games. Can't win them all, as my parents used to say. Let's join. Let's see. All right, they're on the play. I think we can keep this. 3 lands. Chandra is our card at the moment. We have Lingering Souls and a couple of kill spells. It's a pretty fine hand. We can bolt the bird if they had one. Literally can bolt the bird now. No. We don't need to shock ourselves, conserve some life total. Okay. What are you on? Red, green, something. Ponza, maybe? Burn. Gotcha. Figured it out. They had a pretty good discard. Yeah, that was a pretty decent discard for them. Play this. We're drawing all removal spells, which is pretty okay. Especially against this deck. See what they do to start with. They're just going to move to combat. Let's path it. I'm not a huge fan of this Hollow One Vengevine deck, to be honest with you. I tried playing it, and it was fun for a little while, but it just got... The randomization is just too... goes against my nature as a player. I like to be in control most of the time, unless I'm playing like Commander or maybe Brawl whenever I get the chance to play that. Okay. The Hooters. Can't Fatal Push that one. Let's find Blood Crypt. No. It does have Trample, so we can't just kill it with that. So I think we're probably just going to Helix Bolt it. As bad as that sounds. Hope that we can play a Chandra. Let's just do it now, I think. Because we don't want them getting back their Flame Wake Phoenix. And if we let them go to combat, then it's just kind of over. Could still take 4 here, but I like getting rid of it now so that we don't have to deal with the potential of misclicking and losing to a 2-2. Okay, is that all you got? Faithless Looting and pass. Don't want to play this Liliana right now. I think it's Chandra time. We're just gonna plus to add mana. Even though we don't have anything to play off of it, it's just gonna save us the sadness of exiling something good, which happens quite often, shockingly enough. This is usually a pretty decent matchup for us. Sometimes they go a little bit too wide, too fast for us to handle, but there's a lot of times where we can still kind of just outvalue them and get past all of their huge cards. That's pretty good. Well, we don't have a Chandra anymore. That's kind of sad. Yeah. In this case, we don't have a very good matchup in this moment. We're getting hit for 7. Chandra's getting hit for 5. I'm not sure how we get out of this now, but another Chandra just dies upon casting. So does Liliana, but okay, we can't Liliana Fatal Push. Never mind that. We could Liliana minus Liliana dies. We take a bunch. They just kill that. They have 1 card in hand, so I think Chandra is the best kill spell we have at the moment. Kill the Vengevine and pass. Hope they can't get it back. Okay, so we're just taking 6 here, going to 9. At least. Okay. Last card in hand was Wooded Foothills. Okay, we can get back in this with what we have. The question now is, do we play Lingering Souls or do we just hold up double kill spell? I think playing Lingering Souls is fine because we can block this, kill it, and then block that. It won't die, but we can kill it the following turn. Then we just Fatal Push there. So yeah, I think that's what I plan to do and what we're going to do. Okay, they drew something. Or they're just Faithless Looting. That also works. Couple of lands. Okay. I guess we can just double block here. And that works for me too. Either way, we're getting rid of some of their creatures. And we probably just want to push the Emissary now. We're almost at a low life total. We don't really want to go any lower. And now when we play the Liliana, we can just... they kept something in their hand, so... Maybe we just... Yeah, I think we Inquisition Helix as a follow-up. Puts us to 12, that can go away. We don't want you to have creatures, guy. Especially creatures that can play other creatures. Okay, what do they draw? Okay, just another Faithless Looting from the graveyard. That can be kind of scary sometimes, but you don't want to cycle? I'll let you. Let's just Helix the Bushwhacker. Then we can just play and plus this, since they're holding their cards. Or maybe they're not holding their cards. They're Flameblade Adepting. We can just kill that too. We're in a pretty decent position now. We kind of need to draw out threat still, but they don't get to retain any creatures at this point. And do they have any more Faithless Lootings in the yard? I don't see any, so now we just kind of wait to see what they draw. Is it Vengevine? Yeah, it's Vengevine. We're in less of a good position now. Maybe we can draw like a nahiri to exile it. Or a path. Or any number of other things. Okay. That was a pretty good top deck for them though. We are not matching it. No, they're going to swing for 6. We're on a 2-turn clock now, at least. And what you got? Of course, they're going to get that back. This game's been pretty back and forth. But I think we're just going to lose here. Yeah, we just lost. Go to sideboard. Alright. Angers are super good. Elspeth makes a lot of blockers, but I don't know how good it is. Inquisitions are good. I don't really like Thought Seizes, but I think we keep them in for this build. Some pretty difficult sideboarding choices. I guess Fatal Pushes can go. Probably grab another Kalitas and potentially these guys. So that's 4 cards we need to cut yet. Thinking the Thought Seizes. Let's go with the Inquisitions. That way we can still hit their Hooter Scooter. And then take out 1 Nahiri and try it like that. Just checking the stream. I need to set my computer up for a second screen so I can actually pay attention to both. This hand's fine. I think we'll keep it. It's basically a mulligan to 5, but we get a scry, and we can Thought Seize away their Goblin Lore or something like that. So, yeah, we can keep that on top. It's just a redraw, and it blocks some stuff. Thought Seize you. Think we'll get rid of the Hooting Mandrills just because this is actually a threat, and hope that they don't get anything good off of their draw. Keep this available. Neonate and pass. Play Mesa. Probably just gonna fetch a Plains here. Well, actually a Mountain. Keep Bolt available. Play the Wall. Not very lucky. That's not a good draw. We have our 2 most expensive cards in the deck, and they're not going to do very much for us. Yep. And they're going to play probably the second Neonate. Yep, we take 1 because it has Menace. Come on, land. There's a land. So I guess we shock here, play the souls. Let's get some blockers available for these 1/1 menaces. They have 3 cards in hand, 2 of which are stomping grounds. Okay, so let's move to blocks. Kill a neonate, hopefully. We lose a spirit, but we can get those back by flashing it back, or they can just do that. Just got a stomping ground to draw a card. That's alright. Street Wraith. You have a hollow one. They have the hollow one. See, whenever I was playing this deck, I never got the cards, the good cards. I always just kind of, I was playing Bridgevine with the Bridge from Below and all that, but even then, I feel like I should have gotten some good cards every once in a while. No. Play Lingering Souls so we can have some blockers. And it's not looking very good for us, but could look better in a minute. The games are pretty back and forth. And then double block the neonate. Probably just going to sack and discard again. But this way we can bolt a hollow one once it takes the damage. Sure, Lava Man is pretty sad. Get rid of one of the hollow ones. Draw not that good of a card. It'll get us to Noxious Gearhulk in a turn if we draw another untapped mana source. And that could probably turn the tide. We get rid of Hollow One, have a 5/4 menace, and gain 4 life. Okay, we will block obviously. Okay, we're not going to fetch because we want to, or we can draw that. That works as well. Hopefully they don't just have Bolt or something along those lines to get rid of it. But that can turn the tide pretty quick. Especially against a graveyard style deck. And also with lifelink, it's pretty sick. Okay. Sure. Oh, we don't want to block with that. Cancel. Just block here and take 2, I think. Reason we're not blocking is because they have Grim Lavamancer up. And we don't want to lose our Kalitas right away. Maybe when we have some open mana. Okay, they're gonna looting. Discarding a looting and a street wraith. Nahiri is pretty sweet. So yeah, we'll play our Nahiri. Could exile Hollow one, but then this just dies. So I think plussing it, discarding Emrakul since we don't want that in our hand. Absolutely. Bloodstained Mire is not bad. That gets us to Gear Hulk mana. And we will pass the turn. They're probably just going to be able to kill this anyway, but depends on what they're doing. Yep, they're just dealing damage to it. We're going to try not to... If they just swing all out at Nahiri, that's fine. It's just going to die anyway. And then we can play Noxious Gear Hulk, get rid of Hollow one. And maybe they're just tapping out here. No, they're getting a Flamewing Phoenix, which is a little sad, but we can still work through it. Or maybe they're not, I guess. Okay. Just that one? Sure. We will lose that. No blocks. Let's go ahead and fetch a couple times. Sacred Foundry, no. Blood Crypt, no. Okay. Wall of Omens, that'll be fine in a minute, I guess. Let's play the guy. People never expect the Gear Hulks, man. One of my favorite cards from Amonkhet Black. I think that was Amonkhet. Could be wrong. And that leaves us open to attack with the Kalitas. And suddenly we're in a pretty decent place here. Back up to 14. They're at 13. We have a 5/4 Menace that is pretty good. Pretty good blocker, and it's pretty good attacker. So our Kalitas is just going to get bigger, and that's probably the only thing we're going to need to attack with here. So I'm liking the position we're in now. We have a Wall of Omens to play. Just in a pretty good spot. Could change, but we're in a pretty good spot. Cool. K commands is something that I probably should have had brought in earlier over Wall of Omens. K command is pretty good against Hollow one. Tempted to keep this, and I think we will just because pretty on curve, we're on the draw. We only have 2 lands, but we have a Surgical. We have a lot of kill spells. So hopefully they don't just have the broken turn 1. Flameblade Adept isn't too bad of a starter. We'll deal a lot of damage probably next turn. Gideon is not what we want to see yet. Rather just draw another land, but beggars can't be choosers, I guess. Okay, cycle Street Wraith, sure. What are you going to put in the yard? This is the real question. If we can just get rid of all their venge vines or something along those lines, it can be pretty good. Pretty decent. That's not the case. So we'll take the... I guess we can just path here. Grab a godless shrine. Yes. Because we're just going to take a lot of damage from this card anyway, even though it is a 1/2. And they need to have stuff to make it better, but we still kind of just want to minimize the amount of damage that we're taking. What do you have for 1 mana? Nothing. Second main, Flameblade Adept. Okay, sure. We've got a Helix for this one. Assuming, well, we're not drawing lands, so this is getting pretty sad. But if we draw a land, we can do quite a bit. Gonna exile all the cards from your yard? You should. Burning Tree. Yep. Flashback the Faithless Looting. Sure. A lot of street rates to the yard. Yeah, we're just gonna Helix this. No reason to hold it. Hopefully we can draw an untapped white land. There we go. You want to fetch shock? Probably not, but we probably are going to anyway. We need double white for sure. We might need double red down the line, but I think we'd rather have... Yeah, double red is probably where we want to be, so that we can just so that we can play Chandra if we draw it. Now we can play Gideon, plus on the Burning Tree. If they try to go for a Vengevine, we can extract it. Now we have Lingering Souls to block for our Gideon pretty soon here. Or we can Thought Seize. I think we Lingering Souls. They're not playing anything. Could be waiting for something, but we need to start. We need to be able to block for our Gideon, and we're going to be plussing on Grim Lava Man this turn. Sure. Get rid of half of the Lingering Souls here. That's fine with us, I think. It's pretty good. That lets us Thought Seize first. They have 2 cards in hand. Let's see what they got. Okay. That went pretty well. The first game was pretty back and forth. But this game was pretty alright. Thought Seize, I guess, is just too powerful of a card. Let's see how our next match goes. If People in chat have any suggestions, or people on YouTube have any suggestions, let me know. If you notice that I punt, let me know. Sometimes I'll notice it and I'll mention it, but I haven't seen anything yet, and that's weird. Closing the window out. We have to mulligan this. Can't keep one landers in this deck. Can't keep no landers in this deck. And sure, we can keep that, I guess. Better than a lot of other stuff. Yeah, we can keep a souls on top. Play Blood Crypt tapped since we kept the souls. Lingering Souls will let us block for a little while at least. Depending on what we're playing against, that could be pretty detrimental. This Merfolk or Mono Blue turns. Could be either. Turns is a bad matchup. Too many counter spells. We aren't fast enough of a deck. Could be Storm. Blue-white control. Oh yeah, we'll just fetch here. Grab a Sacred Foundry. No. Nahiri's pretty good against control, generally speaking. Yeah, we can shock here, I think. That way we just have all of our colors. Lingering Souls is also usually pretty decent. It gets in a few chip shots here and there, which is pretty important with Nahiri deck. Okay, we're playing Kitchen Finks. Not what I expected to see. This is like some Bant deck. Swing for 2. Cast another Souls here. Terminus. Sure. Some Miracle style deck. Any order. Okay, we're just drawing all the walkers, all the 4-drops. On the bright side, we can lead with some Chandras and get them countered before we counter our Nahiri. Here we go. Yep. Cryptic draw. And since we were so slow to get rolling, I don't think we're going to be able to keep up with the counterspell deck. But we can just keep playing into it. Try to jam our walkers as long as we can. Another Chandra. This matchup especially, like, Nahiri is way more important than another Chandra. Since it actually draws us cards and also allows us to filter through our hands. Although at this point they just have Colony to kill it anyway, so I don't know. Kalidas might be the way we're winning here. The main board Kitchen Finks is a little strange, but seems to be working for our opponent. We're just gonna try to jam this this Kalidas. Probably just have another counterspell. Logic not. No? Okay. Maybe a path. Yeah. Always got everything. Our opponents. Grab a swamp. Playing an interesting blue-white control list. I mean, it has all the regular elements, but has some other stuff too. Colonnade, swing for 7. Yep, Colonnade, swing for 7. Okay, Souls. Yeah, we can play Souls. Pass the turn. Hold up Fatal Push and Lightning Bolt and Helix. They're going to think a second time. Sure. Let's just try to push this Colonnade. They probably have a counterspell. Like I said earlier, they always have the counterspell. Okay, never mind. I'm still going to swing with that. Yeah, I think we can double block. Could get blown out by a path here, but that just gets us another mana, so not too concerned about path. They get their persist trigger, and we can kill it for good now with this bolt. Still not in a great place, but we're almost there. Thoughtseize, absolutely. Could lead the way for a... Yep, gonna lead the way for another Nahiri. Or for our first Nahiri. And we're just gonna plus it, no discard. Because we kind of like Helix here. Oh, they had a Colonnade anyway. Didn't see this one. I knew they had the one in the hand, but... Spreading Seas, gonna draw them a card. I'm gonna swing for 4. Either at us or is it gonna be Nahiri? Probably at us. Makes sense. We're pretty much dead on board. I'm just gonna stay at 3 for a minute. Well, there's an out. Plus, no discard. Undo. We don't want to play a land last turn. They didn't seem to play a land last turn. Probably an island. No, that was their opener. There's a Colonnade. Okay. I wasn't paying close enough attention. Just in case they can Spreading Seas before combat, we want to keep the extra white mana available. Sure. Let's path it. Cool. Sure. A little sad. but it happens, I guess. Of course, they're gonna draw it. And I think we just have to helix them so we don't just straight up die to colonnade next turn. Well, we have one turn to find something that beats colonnade. And I forgot about souls. They just reminded me of it. Well, that's why I'm a bad player and I'm not a professional. I don't think it's going to win us this game, but it does give us a little bit more of a chance. Oh, yep. Let's go to the game 2. We have surgicals for him. Usually a pretty good card against control. Shuts down snapcasters to an extent and allows us a little bit more leeway. Wall of Omens doesn't seem great against them. I don't think Bolt is very superb against them. So I think that's what we're going to try. Just had to check to see if there were any chats or anything. To my one viewer, thank you. And to anyone watching at home when I post this on YouTube, thank you as well. I figure I might as well record these matches and just try to make myself a better player by talking through all my lines, as well as getting advice from other players and stuff like that. If you have any ideas for what I should do next, let me know. I'm going to mostly try to do Bruise. This is a mulligan. Not even close. It's kind of a mold to 5 already, and I think we can do better, so we're going to mulligan. Oh my gosh. I guess we're going to keep this, hope that we can draw a couple lands in a row. Well, keep that on top. Doesn't work with Path, but it's better than nothing. This is not looking good for us, lads and ladies. Hopefully in 2 turns we can draw land for Lingering Souls. Play a land, pass the turn. Really hard to recover from going to 4 cards in the deck, or 4 cards in hand on mulligans. And that's, oh my gosh. Alright. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be doing very much this game. Unfortunately. Well, that would have been good turn 1. The deck is just kind of pooping on us now. Okay, now they just have counterspell mana available for the rest of the game. And we have uncastable cards for the rest of the game. Think twice. Restoration Angel. Well, I don't think we're winning this one. They just have everything they want. There's a Marsh Flats. I don't think it matters though. Gonna grab a Plains and try to path this Resto. Could try to play Lingering Souls. They're gonna let the path resolve, sure. But we want to get rid of that threat permanently. Search for Escanta is pretty bad for us. That's also pretty bad for us. Let's try our Lingering Souls now. I didn't realize we were going to be playing Jeskai today. Okay. The reason I play Mardu over like the Jeskai or Red-White versions of this deck is I enjoy having access to discard and also Lingering Souls and all of these different kinds of kill spells that the other colors don't have access to. We just try to slam Nahiri, probably. Yeah. But that's the reason I play the Mardu build instead of a different build. Also, I like all the walkers that are in these colors. Figured that was gonna happen. I think that was a punt. I could have probably just Inquisitioned Lingering Souls. Tried to clear the way for Nahiri next turn. But I'm a bad player, so can't really always do that kind of thing. Just a little flustered at this point. Yeah, I'm gonna double block the Sphinx. Takes less damage in the long run. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Looking pretty pretty dead here. I mean, there's always some draws that we can get, but I was not expecting Resto, and that's not a draw that we can get. That's good. So let's Inquisition them real quick. Double path. I guess we'll take a path and play Lingering Souls and see if we can't somehow find a way to win. I don't think we can, but there's possibilities of it. Okay, let's go ahead and double block again. I do that because I want to make sure that this is less able to deal damage in the future. I mean, we're taking a little bit of damage here, and they're gaining life, but we're preventing damage in the future by doing it this way. At least that's the way I see it. Cast a Lingering Souls. Now we can block Resto and Helix, potentially. Okay. Gonna grab a plane so next turn we can play this Gideon. That puts them to 7 cards, so their search is active. Okay. Ghost Quarter. Guess we Helix because we can't get another. Cannot get another mountain. Grab this. They're probably not going to attack now with the Resto anyway. Okay. Yeah, we're just pretty dead. And they can activate Escanta. Put Verdict in the hand. Well, let's try to play this Gideon. Plus on that. Trying to decide if we need to surgical anything right now. We know they have a path in hand, and we know they have a Supreme Verdict in hand. That's gone. We could get rid of all the cryptics, but we're not really casting any spells anyway. So I suppose we just pass. Keep Resto from being able to kill us for now. We could also get rid of Colonnades. Terminus is okay. Okay. Yeah, they can go wherever, since they're gone anyway. Escanta. They have paths from Pre-Verdict in hand. Let's surgical the path. Pay 2 life. That's a Celestial Purge. Sure. What else is in your deck? You have a lot of random stuff. Kitchen Sphinxes, click. Snapcaster for creatures. You have a Sphinx's Rev. Sure. That's not what I wanted to do. I got too eager. We'll give ourselves an emblem, I guess, since I was a bad player. Too flustered by the lack of good cards that we can draw. But we're doing pretty well for how bad our opener was. What are you finding, opponent? Sphinx's Rev is pretty good. You can do it for 4 right here. You have 1 unknown. Well, let's go for it, I guess. start the beatdown plan, even though they're going to gain 4 life in a second anyway. Okay, so they want to gain a lot more than 4 life. That's not possible to cast. Let's make getting a soldier and swing. End of turn, they're going to draw 1,000,000 cards. When we say 1,000,000, we mean like a literal million. Leave 2 untapped so you can path if you want to. They're at 11, 10. They have a colonnade now. They have wall of omens to redraw. And yeah, I think we're just going to concede here. They've got too many cards. We can't really get past this anymore. So I'm going to check up on the stream real quick. See if anything's going on. And back to the game. One last match for this league. Maybe we can 3-2, take home some chests and some points. See where this can get us. I think the next video that I'm going to make is going to be on a Bant wall deck that I brewed a long time ago with Freed from the Real and like Umbral Mantle and stuff like that. It's a pretty fun deck. It's pretty budget friendly most of the time. I mean, you can make it with the right land base and it's less budget friendly. Just kind of a dumb deck. Let me know what you think. Not exactly sure if that's the next one for sure or not, but might be. There's a lot of different options at this point. That or maybe allies or might breach into standard for the first time in my life. Or I might get into legacy or vintage. But I'm not going to be able to brew for legacy or vintage right now. I don't have time to look into that many cards. Well, this is a mulligan to 5 or mulligan to 6 already, so I think we can safely mulligan it. This is way better. So yeah, let's keep 6. Keep this on top. Playing against Storm, it looks like. Or Jeskai. This deck's usually a pretty decent matchup against Storm. But there are times where, just I don't have any discard right now, so can't really fight against it too well. Could be that Blue Moon deck with Kiki Jiki as well. I've seen that popping up a lot, at least at my local game stores and all that. Looks like Storm though, so far. Hoping it's not Blue Moon. This deck's hard to fetch basics for. Okay. You got nothing, opponent? Okay, there's an Electromancer. On their next upkeep, we can path it. And now we can Inquisition too, so let's go ahead and fetch shock a Blood Crypt, I think. Yeah, I think Blood Crypt here. Well, we can only take the grape shot. I think that's fine. We could do this on draw step, but they could draw a remand, so we don't really want them to go off. Of course, giving them lands doesn't necessarily help that not wanting them to get off or go off plan. But it doesn't seem like they have another 2-drop now. Storm is another deck that I played for a long time. I really enjoyed it, but like I never took it to any like tournaments. I always played like Janky Brews, Waste Not Storm, and Dragon Storm among them. Both of which are super fun. Might give those a whirl on here at some point. We have a path for a Baral or an Electromancer. Might bring back the old Ascension Storm. That deck was a lot of fun for a while. Let's grab our Godless Shrine. No. Okay. Drawing another path. At some point we want to draw another land so we can actually hold up threats and hold up kill spells. I feel as though they're probably going to start going off, so maybe we should have played this Liliana. But there's a chance that they can't quite go off from here. Especially if we put all the rituals to the grave. You can let them keep Manamorphose and Ritual. Or Manamorphose and Passion Flames. Let's see if they can get there from 2, 3 draws. 3 redraws. Maybe casting. They can't cast Gifts Ungiven from there. They don't have enough mana. Well, I guess they can end with Gifts Ungiven. Let's see. 6. If that's the piles anyway. They're gonna give us. Oh, we can just bin both of these and pad the mana creatures. Brawl. Sure. They're gonna be able to cast one spell with it. If they just go straight for the Electromancer, we can. Okay. We'll just path ya. So we only know one of their cards. There we go. It's another land. Liliana's probably the best card for us to own. What am I doing? I know what I'm trying to do. Maybe my subconscious wants me to play Gideon because it's so good. Remand? Sure. That's fine. That means that they didn't have a real card in their hand at this point. What you got? They have an Electromancer. They have plenty of stuff in their graveyard now. At least as far as like gifts and givens and stuff like that go. We might have a Pass in Flames. Push is pretty good. Liliana plus. We'll discard the Gideon. It doesn't do anything in this case. I mean, I guess we can emblem it, and that would be fine. But I think the other cards in our hand are just a little bit better. They've been drawing a lot of lands apparently. They have 7. They're playing probably 19 to 20. There's another Electromancer. And let's go for the path. You can probably go off from here if they have Pass in Flames. I mean, I guess if they don't have too many, they don't have that many rituals in their yard, so just Manamorphoses, and there's a Desperate Ritual. Okay. Is that enough? So it's 7 mana. Okay, so that's storm count of 4. Yeah, they've got us, but we'll make them go through it. Hit F6. Okay, F6 apparently does not work on my keyboard, so just going to click it. I counted 14 storm minus the cards that are in Gifts and Given, or that are in Gifts and Given at this point. So they have to find something. They have 3 more mana over here. They cast the Gifts and Given. They could just be setting up for a following turn if they don't see it, or at least for a mini storm. Maybe they're grabbing an additional Grape Shot. Nope. Probably send both Electromancer and Baral to their graveyard. Okay. Grab Baral. They have Manamorphose. Yeah, they've got it here. So let's go on to the next game. Bring these in. Bring these in. Get rid of those. Get rid of... getting to the trials is probably worse than those. I'll bring in Angers, I think. Try it like that. Let's see what this can bring us this time. Hopefully we don't have to mulligan into Oblivion. That's pretty decent. We have one of our good sideboard cards that we can start with. And hopefully they don't have Empty the Warrens, followed by not being able to anger them. Or Wipe Away. Wipe Away would do us in as well. Echoing Truth. There's... depends on what sort of build they have, I guess. Shrine tapped. Bolt is fine. Pass the turn. We're never allowed to tap out against this deck. Because they could just win. Thoughtseize is pretty decent. Okay. Then the all land hand like last game. Well, there's a Wipe Away. So we get rid of that. We have Remands, Rituals, and Gifts Ungiven, yeah. Wipe Away is the take there. And pass the turn. Okay. No, we will not pay the life yet. Yes, we will pay the life. We'll play our Lingering Souls, hold up Bolt for just in the case that they have a creature for us to hit. Okay. Another Bolt. Move to combat. Hit them for 2. Flashback our souls and hold up double Bolt. So effectively we could be able to get this done in 2 turns, depending on what they can draw. They didn't cast their gifts. Okay. Kind of confused by that. You can do a mini Grape Shy here, just for a few to get rid of all of our spirit tokens. But even then, we can just start getting in with Shambling Vents, which forces them to have a higher storm, as well as allows us to gain life and I mean, they can't target us with the grape shot anyway, so. Oh, they can't cast Gifts Ungiven because we have Leyline. That's right. For those of you who don't know, that does target players. I found that out when I was playing in a tournament with the Storm. And I forgot about that. Went to cast it, and then all I drew for the rest of the game were Gifts Ungivens that I couldn't cast. What you got, opponent? Steam Vents. Sure. Tapped. Passing the turn. Liliana is okay. I don't know that we need to cast it though. So for now, I'm just gonna attack with a bunch of flying creatures. I mean, it's just kind of a mana sink at this point, because at the end of their turn, we can just hit them for 9 burn. Or we can just kill this Electromancer when they go to cast their spell. We have 5 cards in hand, we know several of them. Let's bolt it. They're going to probably Pyretic Ritual here. We know the 3 cards in their hand. So that's a storm count of 3, 4 now, because we bolted. They can just get rid of all of our spirits. And then we're back on the Shambling Vents beatdown plan. What you got, opponent? Thinking. They're not in the best position here. I mean, we're not either, but I guess they can repeal. That works. So 6 storm. I think we'll helix them here. Okay. Surgical is pretty decent. They have Remand Grape Shot, Gifts, and 1 other card. We could just swing for 6 here, hold up Lightning Bolt for when they try to go off. I think that's the plan. I mean, we could. I don't think we're gonna lose from this position because we have the surgical. Attacking with all of them. Go to 19. They're at 3. Brawl. So we're gonna have to kill the Baral. Potentially, if we can. I don't think that's what we're gonna want to try to kill. Because as soon as they potentially tap out, so they're gonna go to three. We can go to 3 cards. Have 1 mana available for probably remand or rituals. But if they ritual, then we can bolt them. So unless they have a ritual in hand. If they have a ritual in hand, then can they get to 19 Storm is the question. Because we can surgical something. They're going for a Pass in Flames now. Get rid of ritual. That means we know the 3 cards in their hand. And then this could force something. They take out a ritual for their sideboard options. This also gives us a look at their sideboard stuff. Okay, so they're playing 6 rituals in this post-sideboard game. Playing a couple of Electromancers and all the general stuff. If I were them, I would have preferred to take out Serum Visions over a ritual. Okay. I don't think they can potentially go off here anyway. But if they go for it with their 1 mana available, we can just bolt. Begin sideboarding, try it again like this. Probably, yeah. There's no reason not to play the same 75 or same 60. See if there's any comments. Probably not. Just a couple welcome to the chat rooms. Okay, so that game went a little bit longer than I would have hoped for. This is a fine hand. We have Bolt, we have Wall, we have Liliana. I mean, we have win cons. We don't have any discard, and we don't have our Leyline, but I think we can keep it. It's not like the strongest against them, but it's Liliana itself is pretty powerful. Drawing another Planeswalker isn't the best, but we can make it work. Let's fetch here. Grab ourselves a Blood Crypt. No. Okay. Leyline, we will be able to cast that. We don't want to play the Wall of Omens yet. We want to hold up Bolt for Electromancer or Brawl. That way they can't just go off on turn 3. fetch here. Grab a foundry. Nope. Okay. Shock, yes. Now we can play the Wall of Omens. Get a land. That'll let us hold up Bolt and also play one of these guys eventually. They do have 4 lanes now though, so you might want to be aware of that. They could just win on the spot next turn, but I think it's still correct for us to play Liliana. Force a few discards. I think we're gonna probably discard this Lightning Helix if they let us resolve this. Okay, opponent, you got the gifts. You're gonna do something fun and stormy. Plus to have us both discard a card. We're gonna discard this Helix. I guess we could discard the land, but we want to be able to play these and hold up something next turn. Sure, they can gifts. We're probably dead here, but I don't think Leyline would have saved us. If we played Leyline, we would get got by a Brawler, Electromancer, as well as MT. Liliana at least cuts them down a spell for next turn. Storm is actually my EDH deck as well, my competitive one. My local play group does not let me play it. Can't imagine why not. It's only a turn 3 commander deck. If you guys are ever interested in commander, let me know as well, because that's probably my favorite format. Probably put these 2 in the yard. I always think it's the worst thing is to give them mana. Because mana is how you win the game. So that's how it goes for Storm anyway. Opponents in the tank. Got plenty to think about. Red colorless, Manamorphose, sure. Storm count of 2, or Storm count of 1 now. Another Manamorphose. Red blue. Setting up for next turn. Maybe. Same visions. Empty. Okay. For 8 tokens. There's quite a few of them. Let's find an anchor. Please. No. Play this Nahiri. discard a Bloodstained Mire. That's not what we wanted to see. Each player can discard a card. Probably just lose here. Anger is pretty much our only out against empty. And they have a lot of goblins. Didn't seem like they were playing any build with like any bushwhackers, which some lists do, oddly enough. I have a friend who plays it because they like to be able to just win on the turn. So that you lose the chance to anger or settle the wreckage or anything like that. Okay. Okay. Puts us to 11. Brawl. 4 cards in hand. One of them is a Passing Flames. Pieces of the puzzle is pretty good. No cards. Good. Let's fetch. Thin the deck. Grab a Blood Crypt. No. Okay. I think it's okay for us to discard this Inquisition. That card is not doing it right now, but we can discard it. What did they discard? Remand. I think it's okay for us just to play the ley line here so that they can't just straight up beat us with a grape shot. Do they have a remand again? Okay. I guess we should have bolted that. Well, a little late, but we could still be in this, maybe? Unless they have 2 Storm and a Grape Shot. It's my band name. 2 Storm and a Grape Shot. I'm not actually in a band. Be a lot cooler if I was. So we're taking potentially 7 here. They could kill one of the 2 walkers. If they were going to try to kill any of them, it'd probably be nahiri because that's a redraw. If that's what they go for, instead of trying to kill us, we can minus on Lily. Okay, they have. What are you doing? Seer Visions? Ritual, ritual, ritual. And they can definitely get this within 5 minutes. Do you have a grape shot is the question. Storm count of 8 so far. Taking pieces of the puzzle to find a, find a grape shot potentially. No grape shot there. They can pyretic ritual. Cast another. No, they can't cast another empty, so that's cool. They get sleight of hand, but they've already played their land for turn, so maybe we're not just dead here. Serum Visions. Couple at Liliana so it doesn't ultimate. All of it at Liliana. Okay, not all of it at Liliana. 6 of them at us. Couple at Lily. Sure. Block one of the ones coming at us, so we go to 5. Potentially draw an Anger. Anger would be really cool here. Yeah, I think we have to discard this Chandra, because this might be better. I lied. They also discard a land. Yeah, we're just dead here. So, give them the GGs. We're out. Let me know what you guys thought of the stream and of the video. I know me going back and forth a little bit is probably not the best. Especially since I don't have any software to actually edit my videos, and I don't really know how. This was my first ever live stream, so whoever was watching, thank you. And if you have any suggestions for future videos or any comments, any punts that I made, whatever, just let me know, and I'll be sure to do better next time, hopefully. Thank you. Bye-bye.